What is up, guys? My name's Dante, and welcome back to another video with LGS. Today we got Purp.
Yo.
Purp's Loogie on Instagram, right? Make sure you guys go check it out. Today, bringing something a little bit different. We have a brand new cEDH deck tech for you guys, and this one's a little bit spicy. It's brand new. It's the new guy on the block, you could say.
Yes, sir.
And this is the birth child of Purp. Purp, what was your...
You heard it here first.
What was your inspiration around King of Gondor, Aragorn?
I would like to say the Vintage Cube on LSV Lewis Scott Vargas' channel, MTGO Vintage Cube. The strongest mechanics are Initiative and Monarch. So I saw this commander, I saw Jeskai colors, I saw Monarch written on the text, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try brewing. I'm going to put my lab coat on and try brewing this deck, and I think it came out pretty good. I think it is cEDH viable.
Yeah, absolutely. When you first told me about the idea, I gave a couple thoughts to it, and I said, God, you know what? That actually might work. For those of you who don't know, Aragorn is a Jeskai and 1 legendary creature, human noble. He's a 4/4 with Vigilance and Lifelink, and when Aragorn, King of Gondor, enters the battlefield, you become the Monarch. If you guys don't know what the Monarch is, at your end step, you do draw a card, and you once you become the Monarch, you can only lose it if somebody deals combat damage to you with a creature.
Yep.
When Aragorn attacks, up to 1 target creature can't block this turn. If you're the Monarch, creatures can't block this turn. So, what is kind of the idea behind the deck, and what are you really trying to do and accomplish as Aragorn being your commander?
Well, you want to resolve a threat or 2 or 3, maybe get some beaters, Sarah's Ascendant, maybe land a Planeswalker, and then just control the hell out of the game while drawing cards and initiative triggers at your upkeep. So you're getting value in your upkeep and your end step, along with just your regular spells.
So basically, you want to take initiative, you want to become the Monarch, and you want to stay the Monarch, and you want to keep initiative. Excellent. Well, let's get right into it. As I said before, guys, we do believe this is a cEDH viable deck, and why don't we start off with just getting right into the instance. You have your standard Spell Snare and Mystical Tutor. Mystical Tutor for you is probably going to grab, a lot of the time, it's going to grab some sort of counter spell or...
Yeah, it's very versatile. It's, unlike other decks, you might not have a specific target in mind. It's just a good tutor card in those colors. Just
grabbing answers for anything that you might...
Yeah, even like a Braid or something if you have a problematic creature artifact or something like that.
Absolutely. We got Flusterstorm, Brainstorm for some draw power, and here are some ways to kind of protect you, protect your creatures. Path to Exile, being in white, you're always going to be playing these super efficient removal spells for creatures, and exiling is just...
Cards busted.
Cards busted. Lightning Bolt, again, you know, we're in red.
Yeah, why not?
Why not throw a Lightning Bolt in there? And Ephemerate. So what is going to be your Ephemerate target, do you feel, most often?
We run the 3 elementals in this deck, so ephemerating any of the elementals, ephemerating any of the initiative creatures, any of, even my commander, ETB, come the Monarch again.
Mm-hmm.
Very versatile card in that deck. Even if they try to remove it, it's still a good, blink it. Their spell fizzles.
Absolutely. So like a protection spell, not only protecting your creatures, but protecting the Monarch.
Yep.
As well. Yeah, absolutely. I could see that. Force Spike, getting a little cheeky with it, of course.
My pet card right there, my pet card.
Not all of us. A lot of people play blue. Not all of us play Force Spike, but I must say that I have seen it get some people, and there's nothing...
You don't play it in Urza, huh?
I don't play it. No. I feel like a lot of the time one is just... I feel like they have it a lot, but I will say I've got by the Force Spike before, and there's nothing worse than getting hit. There's nothing worse than being 1 mana short. So
yeah.
I do respect it. Kind of a redundant effect here with Swords to Plowshare, kind of doing the same thing. Of course, you've got to have Mana Drain, a Braid. Oh my gosh! Speaking of Urza hates this card.
Yeah, it's good against you. For sure.
Absolutely, and 3 damage to target creature. Dovin's Veto, probably one of the strongest counterspells out there.
I agree.
A counterspell that can't be countered. Crazy. Fateful Absence. Destroy target creature. Its controller investigates.
Yeah, make make a clue, but you're getting rid of a big creature or a planeswalker that's causing you issues.
Oh, it's creature or planeswalker. I was going to say that's a steep cost. Yeah, Faithful Absence, must have that. Counterspell, obviously we're playing blue. Again, guys, kind of the days there. Kind of the idea is land a threat and keep the threat alive. Counterspell does exactly that. You have a white bounce spell here and draw a card.
Yeah, Reprieve is really good, like Remand. I don't run Remand. I might run Remand. I think they're basically the same exact card. But yeah, it's good. It gets around Allosaurus Shepherd that says uncounterable.
Right.
Any uncounterable spell.
Cavern of Souls, any of that stuff. Yeah.
It just bounces it to the hand and huge tempo swing.
Cyclonic Rift, if you're playing blue.
Staple.
Yep, must have the Cyclonic Rift in there. Deflecting Swat, one of the nastiest spells. You got the nice shiny version from Commander Masters in there.
Yep.
Super nasty spell, guys.
Shout out, who gave that to me?
Oh,
Rainbow.
Oh, okay,
Rainbow.
Miss Rainbow. Guys, if you don't, me and Purp both stream on Card King 47 on the Whatnot app. If you guys haven't checked it out, you got to go over there and do it. Download the app. Come find us. We have a ton of fun over there. Flawless Maneuver, so I'm seeing a little bit of a pattern. Looks like you're playing all the free commander spells here.
Yeah, I think this one is the worst of the three, but still pretty good with my creature count being pretty high. So.
Yeah, you are playing a creature strategy, and not a lot of people do that in cEDH. And tell us at home, go ahead and leave a comment down below if you think so far this deck is cEDH. We have a obvious Force of Negation and Fierce Guardianship, completing the 3 colors of the free commander spells. Generous Gift.
Yeah, that one was a cut that Pup Cup, aka Nathan Edinger, he told me to cut that. I think that card is very good. Being able to remove any card on the board, including a pesky land, or if you get like a Mana Crypt Plains, and then you pass, and then they play a land, and you...
The only thing I could see this coming... Because once you become the Monarch's there for the rest of the game.
True, no, it does give them a creature,
I can see that being a thing. And Initiative is the same way, too.
Yeah.
So you definitely don't want any damage to be dealt to you. I do like Investigate a little bit more with Faithful Absence than this, but this is Destroy Target Permanent. So you have enchantments...
you can blow up anything on the board.
Yeah, even.
And yeah, it gives them the 3/3, but you have a lot of creatures and a lot of removal.
Right.
And a bounce spell, Cyclonic Rift gets rid of that, you know what I mean? So,
absolutely. But possibly one of the cuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you've played too much with the deck, so you got to get some more reps in with it first to see how some of the cards feel.
Gotta get a game in with Dante, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know they're waiting for it, so they'll definitely be able to get one right after this. Cryptic Command. A little expensive. It is 4
and 3 blue pips. It is also a cuttable card in my opinion. I'm a big fan of the card personally. I put it in almost every blue deck. So, like I said, a cuttable card, but card that another little pet card.
Yeah, no, it's a really good card. Really good card. Force of Will, must have, and Mystic Confluence. Another one that I'm kind of surprised to see. This is really expensive, but
yeah,
I mean, it does work. It's versatile, and you are expected to make your land drops with this sort of tempo style deck. So it's not unrealistic to be able to think that you're going to be able to cast this card.
Yeah, it is a cuttable card again, but I really love those utility counter spells. I think they really can come in clutch late in the game. Even if you just draw 3 cards of that, it really can swing a game.
Yeah, having some versatility in cards I've found is really powerful.
Yeah, I think it's busted having cards that do multiple things.
You can kind of pick the best one for the situation. It definitely comes in handy. All right, getting into the creatures now. What you guys will notice is... there's not very many other win cons besides your creatures. This is the main win con for you, and that's kind of one of the unique and cool things about Aragorn is we are expecting to win through creating value with Initiative and Monarch, and eventually killing them with combat damage.
Combat damage, yeah, bring it back. I mean, I think in a lot of metas, especially our 1v1 meta, people aren't really ready for that. We don't run Damnation and Wrath of God. You will see Toxic Deluge, but other than that, you won't see a lot of board wipes. So.
Absolutely. And for those of you who don't already know, we play a lot of 1v1 cEDH Commander, so that's why this strategy is much more viable. Obviously, it's harder to protect your creatures against 3 people, but protecting your creatures against 1 person, protecting the Monarch or Initiative against 1 person is a little bit easier, and that's what makes the strategy much more viable. So getting right into it, Ragavan, everybody knows him, everybody loves him. You get him down early, or you can potentially dash him on turn 1, which you'll see with a lot of the fast mana, and you're already off to a lead.
Yeah, Dante, how do you feel about Ragavan? I remember him saying it wasn't that good. Chat, let me know in the comments if Dante's right.
I think, hey, listen, what I said specifically, and I'm glad you brought that up, actually, because we'll see what you guys think, but specifically I said Ragavan is good in the early game, but a lot of the times it does feel like more of a dead card when you draw it later in the game. That's just because people get creatures down, and if Ragavan can't get in with 1 toughness, I mean, what is it really doing? Not much. So, but again, if you can land him early, you can get in a few times. He generates a ton of value for 1 red mana.
Hot take, but yeah, you got a point.
Much better. Let me say this: he's much better in Modern. He's much better in the formats where being fast. So here we go, Dragon Rage Channeler.
Speaking of Modern,
yeah. Speaking of Modern, speaking of Legacy, got the Dragon Rage Channeler. It shouldn't be too hard for you. I really do like Surveil in your deck, kind of getting to the answers that you need.
Yep.
A 3/3 flyer. Again, it can end the game. And it's a flyer. It takes the initiative, takes the Monarch.
For 1, it's very good value.
Absolutely. Which is why you see it get played so much. Sarah Ascended, if you're playing white, this is just one of the ones that's got to be in there. This on turn 1, I can argue, is much more scary than either of the last 2.
Should be banned almost, in my opinion.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
And this can be good later in the game, too. Like, you can go 5 turns and still be above 30 life and still have this come in as a 6/6 flyer.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, that's one that's a lot more scary to see. We have the Thieving Skydiver.
Yeah, a little spice. I think being able to steal, like, a Soul Ring or a Moxen is pretty busted, especially in this type of tempo deck. And just being a 2/1 flyer... to take the initiative or Monarch, kind of repetitive, but yeah, this is a good card, I think.
Again, 1v1 format. If you're taking something from the only other player that's trying to stop you, that's really powerful. You're not only stopping them, but you're furthering your game plan, and that can prove to be super powerful. I mean, I will Force of Negation or Force of Will somebody's Mana Crypt on turn 1, somebody's Soul Ring on turn 1. Imagine stealing it on turn 1, right? So, super busted. Ledger Shredder, another one of these just value creatures that flies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gets big.
Yep.
Just a good card.
You just can't forget that trigger.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget that trigger.
I probably will. But, Snappy. You guys saw all of the instance Snapcaster, anywhere from a Mystical Tutor all the way up to a Cryptic Command. You know, when you get some more mana, a Mystic Confluence. Late game, that card is all-star, and it's just a 2/1 beater. Like, yeah, it holds 2 purposes. So that card.
And he flashes in if somebody tries to take that. Is a little greedy. He tries to take the Monarch from you.
Yeah,
flash it in,
and take that Monarch, take that initiative.
Yeah,
keep it.
Yeah, Malcolm.
Yeah, another little spicy hot take. I mean, he's really good in a commander, but I figured I always wanted to build it as a commander, but in the 99 serves the same purpose. 2/1 flyer.
Yep.
Also
2/2.
Oh yeah, 2/2, and synergizes with Ragavan.
Yeah, and what you'll notice, guys, is every time something comes in, it's generating value.
Yep.
I mean, that's the idea, right? We get down something that there's a lot of flyers in here, but it's coming down and it's generating value. Well, we got something new though. The True Name Nemesis.
True Name Nemesis. I've always wanted to play with this fucking card, but it is just a threat. It is a 3/1 that is impossible to deal with. Like I said, people do not run board wipes in our format. They're mainly running single target removal, which True Name says no.
Yep, absolutely. And again, 1v1, I can't say it enough. You're naming a player, right? Well, you've only got one opponent. Yeah. So it's not like, it's not like you have two additional opponents that can mess with it. No, that thing's going to stick around. Hopefully you get like a Toxic Deluge or something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just going to keep beating you for 3, and that's the whole idea of the deck. Super good card. It might as well fly. You know what I mean? It might as well do everything. So I like that card a lot. Archon of Emeria.
Yeah, that's interesting. At first, I didn't know if I wanted it, but playing against like combo decks, it single-handedly beats combo.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I think that's I'm glad you said that because I think that's one of the weaknesses of this deck is that its game plan does take a long time to actually close out the game because you're looking to win through combat damage. Yeah. So what you're worried about is maybe a combo player who can just kind of go off whenever.
Yeah.
Well, I can't think of many combos that you can do by only casting one spell.
Yeah, there's only a couple, and yeah, that is just a 2/3 beater as well. That stops combos.
Yeah, no, I like it. I think it's a perfect fit for the game plan. Elite Spellbinder.
Yeah, another one that you don't see a lot in cEDH. Paulo Vito, whatever his name is. But
I don't even know.
He is one of the greatest Magic players of all time.
Are you talking about LSV?
No, that is his name is on the bottom. It is PV.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Paulo Vitor Damarosa.
Yep. That is one of the greatest Magic players of all time.
Fair enough, yes.
He's won so many Pro Tours and all that stuff. So they had a card made out of him. But I digress. It's basically a flyer. It looks at target opponent's hand. It takes a card out of their hand and exiles it, and it costs 2 more for them to cast.
Okay, so it gives it again. It's a flyer that generates a little bit of value, kind of gives you some information about what's in their hand, and if they're running lean on mana, you can really stop them from casting the spell that kind of backtracks you a little bit. So I could see this being definitely being something for sure.
Yes, disruption. It's good.
And here we go, our first initiative creature, White Plume Adventurer, the infamous or famous, absolutely broken White Plume Adventurer. Guys, take a moment if you don't know what the initiative is. You're gonna want to go look at the token. It seems minute, but it really does. It can generate and get out of hand very quickly. Yeah, especially when you complete it.
Yep.
When you complete the dungeon. Simian Spirit Guide ramp.
Yep.
I think that's why you're running that one. Yep. Palace Jailer.
Palace Jailer is just removal on a stick, and you get the Monarch. Palace Jailer is a really good card. You plan to have the Monarch the whole game, and that just kind of solidifies it. Removing one of their creatures or problem pieces on their board and gives you a Monarch again. So, good card.
Absolutely. Subtlety. Some more free spells.
Yep. Bounce a creature, Planeswalker, and you can blink it. And it's a flyer, so it fits the game plan in multiple ways.
Yep. And this one puts it top or bottom of their owner's library. Caves of Chaos Adventure.
Cards busted.
Absolutely. Taking the initiative.
Yep.
It says initiative. Seasoned Dungeoneer. Same.
Initiative, yep.
And this one, whenever you attack, target attacking cleric, rogue, warrior, or wizard gains protection from creatures until the end of the turn. It explores. It itself is a warrior.
Yeah, so it just basically
takes a monarch.
Yeah.
It's very good. Solitude, Obvious, and Fury.
Yep.
Some good removal there. So those are the creatures that are expected to end the game. No Thassa's Oracle, guys. There has not been any Underworld Breaches, no Lion's Eye Diamonds, none of that stuff.
Nope.
But these guys can end the game themselves, too.
Yeah, Planeswalker is also alternate win con.
Teferi is just disgusting against any control deck.
Yeah. I stick that early, and things are looking good for me.
No, this is an immediate counter on sight type spell. You see this spell, you don't want this to resolve. You're playing any type of blue. Dak Faden, oh my gosh.
Greatest thief on the multiverse.
Yeah.
Another one of those cards. Nathan's been playing with it. I want to give it a run.
Yeah.
Steal their Soul Ring. Steal something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just busted. The looting is not bad either.
Absolutely. Narset Parter of Veils. Can't have a cEDH deck without her.
Yes, sir.
She'll do a little digging for you, and she will stop them from drawing more cards.
Jace, I think still one of my favorite Planeswalkers. Fallen out of favor a little bit, but still very good.
Absolutely. This guy will end the game.
That is also, I think, is my favorite Planeswalker. That card wins so many games.
He is an absolute superpower when you're playing this kind of tempo matchup where you can keep your lands, you can cast spells, keep your lands up, draw cards.
Yeah.
He can be gross. And Elspeth.
Elspeth is an interesting include that I'm kind of proud of that because, it's not played a lot, like outside of Shore Kailis. But being able to make 3 1/1s and then stopping your opponents from doing stuff or like wiping the board if they're out like aggroing you. So
yeah, I see the +1 being a lot more beneficial than the -3. I don't know too many decks that have like a lot of power creatures 4 or greater, but dealing with 3 1/1s, again, it only takes 1 damage to take the Monarch or the initiative back.
Yeah.
Hopping up into some sorceries here. Got some Vandal Blast.
Vandal Blast for Urza deck.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel a little bit targeted just seeing this card in here. But look at that overload, guys. Destroy all artifacts you don't control. Amazing. Preordain.
Just good
value.
Filtering.
Yeah, absolutely. Same with Ponder.
Yep.
And here we go. Here's a cool one.
4th Eulingus. Like I said, the Vintage Cube heavily influenced this deck, and in the Vintage Cube, this is one of the most powerful decks. Like Dante was saying before we started this, it's seeing play in Legacy, I believe.
Yeah.
It's just so you can cast it on 2 if you have like a Sarah's Ascendant on board, and just swing with Sarah's Ascendant. You don't make any 2/2s. You just take the initiative for 2. Which is pretty good. That's at the floor. You know what I mean? So it only gets better from there. The floor is decent. So, it's a really good card. It wins games. Even for 2, it wins games.
Yeah, I don't think this was the Legacy one I was talking about. This is a Commander card, right?
I think it actually plays in Legacy.
I feel like I've seen something that has a similar effect. Maybe it is that one. Council's Judgment.
Removal.
Yep. Little 3-drop removal there. And we will flip through these lands here just to kind of show you guys. You got your basics, your fetches.
Not too many utility lands, just a solid land base. I am running Gemstone. I am running
Urza Saga there, of course. I mean, who doesn't run a little Urza Saga?
Yeah, I mean...
You got Ancient Tomb in there. And Wasteland Strip Mine. Oh,
yeah,
my goodness.
those are also little spice, but I think most decks should run that, just in case you run into any problematic lands.
And 3 of basically the same card?
Yep. Deal damage, draw a card.
Absolutely.
Pup Cup. The Pup Cup special.
Yeah, the Pup Cup package.
Yep.
His favorite.
Yep.
And last but not least, the cEDH artifact package. You've got your Mox Diamond, your Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Soul Ring, and some Talismans with, a little spice.
Yeah.
It's perfect for your kind of deck.
I am running the One Ring. Card is busted. It is good. It is perfect for the deck, and it just draws cards. The main theme of the deck is drawing cards. That's what everyone likes to do in Magic, so I like to do it as well. Yeah.
Well, hey, there it is, guys. We are going to give you some gameplay with the deck so you can check it out. I believe this is going to be a contender, maybe even seen in the next cEDH tournament that we hold here. I want to make one more quick shout out, guys. Go check us both out on the Whatnot app. Card King 47. We stream daily. We give some amazing deals, and we just have a ton of fun. I do the morning stream. Purp does the night stream. You guys can get us 24 hours a day. And with that, we'll see you next time.
Love y'all.